We are getting ready for the second of our three finals this afternoon. This is the direct drive. OK, World Championship class. 34 drivers are on the grid. This will be a dynamite final. We've just made our way back from the podium from the junior race, and I can tell you it's not raining, but it's certainly not a dry day here in Spain. There is light precipitation, heavy mist at best, we can call it. Let's hope it does not develop into rain here this afternoon. Certainly not before we have completed the racing. 22 laps, 30 kilometres for the OK final. About to go green in a few moments' time. Well, of course, the third event of the season. We started the series in beautiful sunshine in Italy. The last round was just a few weeks ago at Genk in Belgium. Always a very popular stop on the CIK calendar. So before we get underway with the second of our three finals this afternoon, let's have a look back at what happened in Genk in Belgium, just outside Brussels, a few weeks ago. Highlights from the previous round of the series held at Genk in Belgium, where surprisingly the weather was better than we've got here this afternoon in Spain. Very grey, very dark, very overcast. I can see the umbrellas are out. Trying to look at the karts on the grid, and I believe that they still have got the slick tyres on. Well, you can see on your screen as you look at Noah Millel, the fastest qualifier, who will start on the outside of the front row of the grid. That is the scene. There really is no choice to change to the LeConte wet tyre yet. The track is still relatively dry, if not very, very greasy. A lot of hope with the boy on screen, David Vidalis, at a grid number 4 in the 122 Tony Kart. From not too far away in Leon in northern Spain, the junior vice world champion. Let's remember, having finished second to Victor Martins on that summery November night in Bahrain 6 months ago. There is the pole sitter from Germany, Hannes Janker, in the 106 CRG. To the left of your screen. He will lead the field away. We will have 2 formation laps. Noah Millel, fastest qualifier, a couple of heat wins. Of course, he is the nephew of the 1996 Formula Super A world champion, Johnny Mislijevic. Noah was not even born when his uncle Johnny won that title at Lonato in Italy some 2 decades ago. As you look at Paavo Tontari from Finland for the KSM Schumacher racing team, as the 125cc karts are pushed into life, and Hannes Janker immediately works the steering wheel, desperate to try and get some heat into those LeConte tyres. They're already running a little bit wide on the first corner. The track, well, it's treacherous. You can see in the last few minutes, it's not raining, but it is damp. They are on the LeConte slick tyres. searching for grip. A lap or two of formation will help get some temperature into the tyres. That is the scene here in Spain as we look at the grid. Hannes Janka, Noah Milel, front row of the grid. Tontori and Vidalis in the Tony karts. Camponeski, Hilbrand, Travis Anuto, Novalak, Lipkow and Hauger. We go back to grid 3. I can tell you, Tontori has spun in the roll-up laps. He has restarted, but he's now at the back of the field. Bolancev Blomqvist, the 2013 world champion Tom Joyner, Semi Taufik, David Schumacher, Finn Keneally, Nick Cruton, the boy from Brazil, Caio Collet, starts out of grid number 18. Behind him, Ulis Tupau and Hisham Matsau. The second of the Brazilians, Pedikov, alongside Teon Away, Rasmus Lin, Glenn Van Berlo, Jacobo Geno, Johnny Olakainen, Adam Ateki. We go back to the last row of the grid. Look at that. Grid number 33, the 2015 world champion, Carol Bash. Can you believe it? The pole is on the last row of the grid. He will need to drive the race of his life to win here this afternoon. But with the changing weather conditions, it may just be possible. There is Hannes Janka. Oh, the track is far from dry at the moment. Look how slow they're approaching the Suzuka S's here this afternoon. There's Noah Milel in the Cosmic Kart. Look how slow they are going. They are on the LeConte slick tyre. This is their second formation lap. Pavel Tontori spun it, and he's desperate to try and get back into that third position on the grid. The Finnish pilot for the KSM Schumacher Racing Team, 107 to start out of grid number 3 if he can work his way back into position. David Vidalis, the local hope. Kart number 122, the Spaniard, the Ferrari Academy junior team driver. Watch Flavio Camponeski also, the 2012 world champion in the 114 CRG. Novalak, Travis Anuto on the fourth row of the grid. And you can see Tontori has just made his way back into position. We will see if we go green this time. We have got to start. Vidalis ducks to the inside, but he's got nowhere to go. He's on the outside of Milel. They all go wide, including the pole sitter. It's the Cosmic Kart around the outside that will lead. Noah Milel, the fastest qualifier. Look how slow they're going into turn number 5. The Tony Kart up the inside. Davi Vidalis briefly takes the lead. Milel retakes it back. The Tony Karts run 2 and 3. And the pole sitter, Hannes Janka, look at the Suzuka S's. It's like peak hour in Barcelona here in Oviedo as they come up through the infield part of the circuit for the first time. Hannes Janka, the pole sitter, back in 4th spot. The Tony Karts running 2, 3 and 5. A brilliant start, if I'm not mistaken, by Pedro Hilbrand. The reigning world champion is up into 4th or 5th spot. He's in 4th and he's on the back of the CRG. Kart 101. They are 3-4 wide on the exit. Hilbrand's looking good up the inside into the Palmer chicane. Hilbrand's gone through from grid number 5. The reigning world champs in 2nd. One kart has gone around. Facing the wrong way at the Palmer chicane. They're 2 and 3 wide. Milel leads from Hilbrand. Vidalis, Camponeski forced out wide. Novalak, Travis Anuto. Dennis Hauger going wide at the exit of turn number 2 in another of the CRGs, trying to get the inside rear to lift here in these treacherous conditions. Watch for Travis Anuto. He goes through in the Zanardi kart and picks up 2 places in one corner. Milel under severe pressure from Pedrito Hilbrand, the Spaniard, the reigning world champion, over the back of the fastest qualifier, the Swede, Noah Milel. This is lap number 2 of 22. The yellow flag is out. We have already lost Lorenzo Ferrari, and also a problem for the reigning junior European champion, Finlay Keneally. He may be a Brit, but he calls Marbella in southern Spain home these days. And the conditions here this afternoon are more reminiscent of the country that he grew up in, not the one where he resides these days. There is Lorenzo Travisanuto in the Zanardi kart. He runs in P3. Oh, one of the Tony karts almost loops it. Clement Novalak goes rallycross. After looking for second place, he'll come across the line outside the top 20. Travisanuto goes second. Puts Milel back to third. Milel over the ripple strip. Flavio Camponeschi, the 2012 world champion, one step off the podium. Pedro Hilbrand, he's disappearing up the road. We are in Spain. He is from Spain. He wants to win here in front of his home crowd, and he's got a gap of nearly 1 second after just 3 laps. Peak hour here in the Suzuka S's. Another kart has gone round. We'll try and pick up who that was for you. It is a Cosmic kart that has effectively retired from this race, although he is attempting to restart. It's Carol Bash. Oh, Carol Bash was the kart that you just saw. Looped in the Suzuka S's. What a disaster for the 2015 world champion. As we look for Noah Milel, the pole sitter, as Travisanuto runs out of grip over the chicane. He goes in second spot. There's Flavio Camponeschi, the driver from the eternal city of Rome. Up into third spot on the podium. The 2012 world champ, the 2015 European KZ champion. He's up into third. Travisanuto is second. They're both trying to chase down the driver who leads, number 101, Pedro Hilbrand. Well, right about a lap ago, that's where Carol Bash spun. He has restarted, but he's down in position 29. Ahead of Jacobo Genno, also Dennis Hauger, Noah Milel, the pole sitter, also involved in an incident. He's in position number 30, half a lap behind the field. Flavio Camponeschi, the 114 CRG, now up into second spot. You look at the race leader now, Pedro Hilbrand from north of Barcelona. What a class act this guy is. The reigning world champion. He won everything there was to win in 2016. The OK European champion, the KZ2 European champion. He won the KZ2 International Super Cup at Kristianstad in Sweden. If you look at Glenn van Berlo, the Dutchman, who's had a pretty good run. Now up into fourth spot, trying to find out what has happened to Travisanuto. He's falling down the order, as is David Schumacher. Trying to keep one eye on the screen and one eye on the times here in Spain. We've only completed 4 laps. Hilbrand is 5 seconds up the road. Is this guy a talent or what? Camponeschi in second spot. Then it's Tom Joyner. Joyner has come from the clouds. He didn't even make the final at the opening round in Sarno after a couple of incidents. One that put him in the wall at the exit of turn 1. He started out of grid number 14. He's now up into third. What a drive by the 2013 world champion. In fact, let's look at it. Pedro Hilbrand first, the reigning world champion. Flavio Camponeschi second, the 2012 world champion, and Tom Joyner in third. He won the world title a year after the driver from Rome. You're watching Camponeschi come across the line, and he's going to see a red flag right about now. The red flag has been shown. The race has been stopped. There is Hilbrand. Well, he had a lead of 5.4 seconds. The red flag is out. The race has been stopped, not declared. The race has been stopped. We have a red flag here in Spain. The order a lap ago was Hilbrand, Camponeschi and Joyner. World champions, current and former, running 1, 2 and 3. We have completed 4 laps in treacherous conditions, but the red flag is now out. So far, the retirements include David Schumacher, Lorenzo Travisanuto, the pole sitter also Hannes Janka, Milel, Canili and Ferrari. We've lost 6 already after 4 laps. Pedro Hilbrand's probably saying, hey, what's the problem? It's just a Sunday afternoon for me, boys. He was putting 1 second a lap, if not more, on the rest of the field. This is the third event of the 2017 European Championships here in Spain. And the race has been red flagged with Pedro Hilbrand leading. He comes up to the start-finish line and in fact pulls into pit lane. The CIK FI8 race director, Mr. Nigel Edwards, has declared that the race will be stopped at the end of lap number 4. We wait for the decision from the CIK stewards here in Spain. Look at that. This is the Fernando Alonso circuit in Oviedo. We're just a few miles south of the Bay of Biscay, which itself leads into the Atlantic Ocean, and that is exactly where that wild weather is coming from here this afternoon. You can see the flags on the start-finish straight blowing reasonably strongly in the breeze. Very, very dark grey and overcast and too wet to race. The race has been red flagged after 4 laps with Pedro Hilbrand leading. He had a gap of 5.4 seconds over the 2 former world champions. The cream rises to the top, does it what? Camponeski and Tom Joyner were running at 2nd and 3rd when the race was declared. We are awaiting for direction of the race stewards here. I can tell you the race has been red flagged after 4 laps. And it has now officially been declared a wet race. The wet race board is going up. So the LeConte wet tyres are going on. Just imagine if someone took the gamble to put on the LeConte wets. Hindsight's a great thing, is it not? This will also affect the KZ final at the completion of this race. So the race has been declared wet. Frantic scenes in Parc Ferme as all the teams leap into action and put on the LeConte wet tyres. We are back underway here in Spain. There is the reigning world champion, Pedro Hilbrand, on screen. He will lead the field away in single file. So officially we had completed 3 laps. The track has been declared wet, just as the precipitation, I don't really want to call it rain because it's not enough to even make you want to put up an umbrella. And it's not exactly cold here in Oviedo, but it's enough for the track to be declared wet. And I can tell you that most drivers have incredibly elected to stay with the LeConte slick tyre. You can see the rear track of these karts is not a wet weather setup. So Hilbrand will lead. This is quite sensational here in Spain. You can see they are on the LeConte slick. We are back racing once again now when they cross the line. We click over to lap number 4, as you can see at the top of your screen. Hilbrand leads the race from Travis Anuto, who was given a lifeline because we stopped at the end of lap number 3, he was out on lap 4. We go back one tour, and it keeps him in the race. However, already out officially is the pole sitter Hannes Janka, the fastest qualifier Noah Milel, the reigning junior European champion Finn Keneally, and the young Italian Lorenzo Ferrari. It also gives a lifeline to Carol Bash, albeit he's down in P28. He just goes through. And in these conditions, well, anything could happen. Joyner was in third. He's back in fourth. It's not too bad for the Brit. He's still right in contention. Kamponeski is the CRG in third spot. So I can tell you the green flag is being readied. The track has been declared wet. We are on the LeConte slick tyres. Petro Hilbrand, the reigning world champion, is the race leader. Leads them down into the Palmer chicane. And we're about to go green officially. This is the race restart here in Spain. The green flag flies, and already the green cart leads quite convincingly here. Travis Inuto in second spot. How lucky is he to even be in the race? Kamponeski up the inside of his countryman. Will he make the move? Not quite, not yet. Still plenty of time for the CRG to get past the Zanardi cart and in turn catch the Spaniard who leads them into the Suzuka S's. I won't say for the first time, it's for the 5th time here in Spain. This beautiful circuit surrounded by lush green lawns and a golf course and an aerodrome right beside the place. We are back racing green in super treacherous conditions here in northern Spain with Kamponeski up the inside of Travis Inuto. Will he make a move into the Palmer chicane? Not this time. They try and set about catching the race leader, Hilbrand. So here we go. We're back racing proper now. Kamponeski in the slipstream of Travis Inuto. Up into 4th. Tom Joyner. So the Zanardi cart's looking good here in these conditions. 2nd and 4th. Then it's Glenn Van Berlo. Remember, he came from grid number 24. He's in P5, he's the Dutchman. It's been muscled out the way, though. Tontari Vidalis, Luca Lipkau, Ulis de Pau, Nicholas Cruton, Kyle Collette, and Gianluca Petikov, the Brazilians. 11 and 12, there's the race leader, nervously going up through the left-hander now. Last time round, he had 4/10 of a second over Lorenzo Travis Inuto in the Zanardi kart. Lucky to be in the race because we backdated it to the end of lap number 3 as Tom Joyner, he's now got past Kamponeski. The driver from Rome, Glenn Van Berlo, the Dutchman over the ripple strip, was Gianluca Petikov, and David Schumacher, he's back in the race also. Another one to go out on lap number 4, but was able to take the restart courtesy of finishing the 3rd tour here in Spain. So the race order, Petro Hilbrand, 6/10 over Travis Inuto. Joyner is back in 3rd spot. The Zanardi carts run 2 and 3. Kamponeski, Glenn Van Berlo, the Dutchman. The CRG's 4 and 5. David Vidalis, the local hope. Lipkau, Tontari, Collette and Petikov, the Brazilians, now inside the top 10. Then it's Dupau, Lind, Yunusis, Mitzau. Schumacher lost a ton of time last time around. He was in 9th, he's back in 15th. Then it's Ateki, Alvarez, Bulantsev, Persson, and Clement Novalak rounds out the 20. So here's Kamponeski in the slipstream of Tom Joyner, the 2 former world champions. The CRG versus not only one, but the 2 Zanardi karts. Down into turn number 1, they're not touching the top speed of 118 k's an hour that they were doing in qualifying. They've washed off about 3 or 4 in these conditions. Hilbrand, he's got the lead out to 7/10 of a second, not quite as dominant as he was before the race was red flagged. The track has dried. Well, enough for us to go racing back under green. And we have completed 8 laps. We'll wait for this race to come alive, which be assured it will do. The Tony Kart leads the 2 Zanardis. Then it's Kamponeski. Glenn Van Berlo, he's been superb, the young Dutchman, in the second of the CRGs. Hilbrand lets the Tony Kart drift over the Palmer chicane. Kamponeski wants to get back up onto the podium. the Englishman in front of him, then the Italian, the Spaniard. Behind him is the Dutchman. And another driver from here in Spain, David Vidales. Joyner was looking at the back of his teammate Travisanuto through the Suzuka S's. What a sight this is. This is a good old-fashioned, old-school, classic driver's circuit here at the Fernando Alonso circuit in northern Spain. Pedro Hilbrand, the local, almost local, as the two Zanardi Karts trade positions. Joyner now up into second spot. Travisanuto back in third and now under pressure from his countryman Camponeschi. The two former world champions run 3 and 4. The reigning world champion leads out front as we complete lap number 10. Hilbrand starts the 11th tour of this OK final, the third event of the 2017 calendar. Over the ripple strip goes Tom Joyner, gets air underneath that Zanardi kart. Camponeschi up the inside. Travisanuto is now off the podium. Glenn Van Berlo, oh, they touch! Camponeschi goes rallycross. Travisanuto does likewise. It's turned into a round of the WRC here in Spain through the Suzuka S's. They both get away with it somehow. Be assured the stewards will look at that as Pavel Tontori has a look up inside of Luka Lipkow, the KSM Schumacher team driver, on the back of the third of the Zanardi karts inside the top 6. That was quite sensational. All the while, Pedro Hilbrand is driving away from the rest of the field. Van Berlo spectacular over the curbs here in Spain. The Palma chicane, modelled by Fernando himself, off the legendary Italian circuit that is no more. Well, half of it does still exist. Half of it is covered by a department store these days. But it's been replicated here in Spain. Tontori up the inside, goes wide and loses out, trying to drag himself up onto the podium. Look at the Suzuka S's, reminiscent of Lombard Street in San Francisco. A spectacular sight. Talk about a challenge for the drivers. Is it what? Let's be honest, a lot of people have been complaining here this weekend. Hilbrand hasn't. He's just got on with the job, and he leads by nearly 2 seconds. There he goes. Joyner in second spot. Camponeschi, Travisanuto, Glenn Van Berlo. There goes the Dutchman, the white race suit in the 160 CRG. Then it's Lipkow, Tontori, Vidales, De Pauw, Petikov, Ateki, Rasmus Lind. Good drive by the Swede in the Ricardo kart. He's come from grid number 22 to be in 12th. As we pass half race distance, the yellow flag is out with the last one driver in the Suzuka S's. That is the Russian Pavel Balantsev, who joins the list of retirements, including Schumacher, Rosina, Hanasianka, Milel, Keneally, and Lorenzo Ferrari. They are all out of this one with 9.5 laps remaining of what's been a stop-start, quite literally final here in Spain. Camponeschi in third spot, the driver from the eternal city of Rome. The 2012 world champion, the 2015 European champion. That was in the KZ category. Great to see Flavio back in contention as Van Berlo closes in on the back of the 105 Zanardi kart of Lorenzo Travisanuto, last year's WSK Supermaster Series champion. Made the switch to the Zanardi kart team for 2017, and he's looking good. However, Van Berlo up the inside forces the Italian out wide. Travisanuto is back to 5th as Hilbrand continues to disappear up the road. We will gauge the difference though as the yellow flag comes out into the left-hander. It was 1.9 seconds between Hilbrand and Joyner. Joyner has come from so far back on the grid number 14th, the 7th row, the 2013 world champion, fresh off a trip from down under where he raced the last round of the AKC at Monarto on the outskirts of Adelaide. Joyner is in second spot. The gap remains 1.9 seconds between himself and the reigning world champion Hilbrand. Vidales, the second Spaniard, he's now into 5th spot, closing in on the back of the Dutchman Van Berlo. the 160 CRG. There he goes. There is Vidalis, desperate to get up onto the podium in front of his home crowd here in Spain. The yellow flag is out for the Moroccan semi-Taufik, Dennis Hauger, Balantsev, and also Travisanuto. We're looking for the Italian. He joins the growing list of retirements. I believe we're down to 24 runners from the original 32 starters. Travisanuto, after looking good for a podium, is also a retirement in this race. There's the race leader, Pedro Hilbrand. The 101 Tony Kart. Across the line, he blows the lead out to 2.1 seconds now. Then it's joiner, Camponeski, Van Berlo, Vidalis. Tontori goes through ahead of Lipkow, DePaul, Petikov. Lin now inside the top 20. The Swede in the Ricardo kart from grid number 23. Sorry, he's inside the top 10. Head of Ateki, Colette, Matzal, Alvarez, and Clement Novalak rounds out the 15. Hilbrand looks behind him. Pedro, it's still 2 seconds back to the 2013 world champion, Tom Joyner, who himself is being caught by Flavio Camponeski. World champions, current and former, running 1, 2, and 3 here in Spain. Hilbrand won absolutely everything in 2016. And he's looking good here this afternoon. That's the gap back to Joyner. Makes an adjustment. Does Joyner on that Perilla engine. Camponeski with the fastest first sector of the entire race, 2.5 seconds is now the gap from Pedro Hilbrand. This boy is a class act, be assured. He's the reigning European champion. He's the reigning world champion. A new team, it's all green for 2017. Pedro Hilbrand, look at the lead as they go through the Suzuka S's. Up the infield straight he goes. Camponeski looks behind him. It's a long way back to the impressive young Dutchman, Glenn Van Berlo. The CRG's running 3 and 4. Flavio from the eternal city of Rome. He's up on the podium and he's desperate to get past the Englishman, Tom Joyner. Hilbrand looks behind him. Let's gauge the gap with 4 laps to go. It was 2.5 seconds. He's put another 10th between himself and this battle for the final steps of the podium. Down into turn 5 they go. Van Berlo. Vidalis up the inside. The Spaniard now up into 4th spot. He puts the Dutchman back to 5th. Pavel Tontori from Finland. He's in 6th, also keen to get past the second CRG. There's Joyner, there's Camponeski again. He looks behind him. Into the left-hander. With 4 laps remaining. Well, there's a message in this race. There's a lot of young drivers in the world of motorsport that at the age of 14, 13, 15 think that they're ready to go car racing and match Max in Formula One and race a Grand Prix by the time they're 16, as Max did just a couple of years ago. You're looking at the current world champion leading the former world champions, Tom Joyner and Flavio Camponeski. There's a lot of 13 and 14-year-old kids out there that think they're as good as these guys. When we have conditions like this, the cream rises to the top. The reigning and former world champions run 1, 2, and 3 here in Spain. These guys are a class act as Hilbrand lowers the blind on the radiator. Maximum airflow now going into that Vortex engine. The Perilla powered of Tom Joyner. Perilla also for Flavio Camponeski. Oh, up onto 2 wheels goes Joyner in the Zanardi kart. It's hooked up nicely around this Oviedo circuit. As Colette, the Brazilian, joins the list of retirements. Camponeski gets a nice run on the Englishman down into turn number 1. The CRG over the back of the Zanardi kart. Joyner knows he's there. 2 of the finest kart racing drivers on the planet. Desperate to chase the reigning world champion, but he's just put another 0.3 of a second on the battle for 2nd and 3rd. The CRG over the back of the Zanardi kart. They're running out of time. Hilbrand disappears up the road. He looks behind him. It's a long way back, Pedro. But here comes Flavio, the European, the world champion. How good are these guys in these treacherous conditions here in northern Spain? Again, the inside rear of that Zanani kart rockets Joyner out of the corner into the Palmer chicane with 2 laps now remaining. Kamponeski's quick coming onto the straight. He knows it. 118 k's an hour as they bounce off the rev limiter at 16,000 RPM. Next time round, Hilbrand will get the last lap board. The gap remains 2.9 seconds between himself, the driver from England, and the driver from Italy. Vidal still in 4th. Van Berlo driving a superb race. The Dutchman in P5. There goes Hilbrand again. He disappears up the road. Joyner in 2nd spot. Just watch Kamponeski. Will he make a move into the left-hander? Joyner knows he's there. He can hear that identical Perilla engine. Oh, Flavio Kamponeski runs wide. He loses 3-4 kart lengths. Again, Joyner's really quick out of that part of the circuit. Kamponeski knows it. He throws it into the right-hander, desperate to catch the Englishman. But this time round, they will get the last lap board. That's where Kamponeski was quick. He's got a problem. Kamponeski's pulling over. We thought he just ran wide. He's got a problem. Kamponeski has retired. Incredibly, with 1 lap to go. Oh, what a sensation on the final lap of the European Championships here in Spain. Hilbrand with 2.8 seconds over Joyner. Devastation for the CRG driver from Italy, has retired with exactly 1 lap to go. That puts Vidales up on the podium. Here in Spain, the Spanish drivers run 1 and 3, split by the Englishman, Tom Joyner. Hilbrand looks behind him. There's no one there, Pedro. He comes into the Palmer chicane for the final time. The checkered flag comes out for the reigning European, the reigning world champion, Pedro Hilbrand from Spain, wins here in Spain. What a drive. Joyner is 2nd, and how about the cheer for young David Vidales across the line in P3. Glenn Van Berlo, a great drive from the Dutchman from grid 24. He is 4th ahead of Lipkau Tonthady, but all credit to this guy on screen. Pedro Hilbrand being congratulated by his countryman David Vidales. Well, it took some time to get there. He did it in the damp conditions. The track was declared wet. It didn't matter. As we take a look at the highlights. The first start, remember, the race was red flagged after 3 laps. That was Hannes Janka, who joined the long list of retirements. Noé Milel, fastest qualifier. That day didn't end so well for the Swede. This was in the opening 3 or 4 laps before the race was red flagged. There was Hilbrand making his way into the lead for the first time. And the race was red flagged after just 4 laps. Trevisanuto, Tom Joyner. Trevisanuto among the retirements also. Hilbrand fighting his way into the lead and put 5.4 seconds on the rest of the field. In the end, red flag, wet race, it didn't matter. Pedro Hilbrand, a class act, the reigning European, the reigning world champion from here in Spain, wins here in Spain. We will hear the Spanish national anthem ring out here at the Fernando Alonso circuit. Not only for Pedro, but congratulations also for young David Vidales. Only split by the Englishman, the 2013 world champion, Tom Joyner, who takes 2nd. There's the results. Hilbrand with a brilliant drive. The Spaniard wins in dominant fashion in the 101 Tony Kart. 2nd, the Englishman, Tom Joyner, from grid number 13, comes home in 2nd spot. And there'll be a huge cheer for young David Vidales also. The Spaniards run 1 and 3. What a drive from Van Berlo. Grid 24 to finish in 4th. Then it was Lipkau, Tonthady, Petakov, Rasmus Lind. A great drive also for the Swede from grid 23rd. He was 8th, Ulis Dupau, and the Swiss driver, Hisham Matzau, from the 10th row of the grid, finishes in 10th. The list of retirements included Ateki, Colette, Travisinuto, Taufik, Hauga, Bolancev, Schumacher, Rosina, the pole sitter Hannes Janka, Milel, the fastest qualifier, Keneally, Lorenzo Ferrari, and tragically Flavio Camponeschi on the very last lap. He deserved better than that. And he missed out on a podium spot by just 1.39 kilometres. What a race. It took us some time to get there. A red flag, but in the end, the cream rose to the top. We will hear the Spanish national anthem ring out in a few moments here at the Fernando Alonso circuit, because Pedro Hilbred, the reigning European, the reigning world champion, has won here in dominant fashion. Joyner, the Englishman, was second, and David Vidalis makes it 2 Spaniards on the podium here in Oviedo. The podium presentation in just a few moments. We are about to get underway with the podium presentations here in Spain, and the weather has improved just slightly as we wait for the drivers to make their way up to the podium. We are here in Spain, and we'll have the Spanish flag on not only the top step of the podium, but the third step as well, because a brilliant young drive from David Vidalis also to take third, split by the Englishman, Tom Joyner. We also should say commiserations to Flavio Camponeschi, the driver from Rome, who was running in P3 until the very final lap, until he was betrayed with a mechanical failure. We can see the drivers making their way up to the podium. There will be a huge cheer in a few moments' time for both David and Pedro. And credit also for the Englishman, Tom Joyner. Obviously no effects of jet lag from his recent trip down under to come from grid 13 to finish second here this afternoon. The green team run 1 and 3. The Zanardi kart was second of Tom Joyner. Don't forget, we will be underway with the KZ final in a few moments' time at the completion of this podium presentation. And the weather has actually improved just slightly. The track, well, it's not ideal, but it is dry as the drivers make their way over to the podium here this afternoon. Being congratulated by team manager Alberto Villino, representing Tony Kart. The drivers make their way up to the podium. We are ready to get underway with the presentation. We are here in Spain. The driver who finished third is from Spain. Third place, let's hear it for David Vidalis. Second place, a brilliant drive from grid 13, the Englishman, Tom Joyner. Ladies and gentlemen, everything this driver touches turns to gold. He's the reigning European. He's the reigning world champion. He has just won the second round of the European Championships. The winner here in Oviedo, Pedro Hilbred. And representing the winning team, Tony Kart Racing Team, Alberto Villino. As we stand by for the national anthem of Spain. The podium for the OK category, I'd like to call on Senor Carlos Marquez Ron, President of the Regional Federation of Asturias, to present the third place trophy to David Vidales. Senor Angel Paniceres, representative of the Spanish Motorsport Federation, to present the second place trophy to England's Tom Joyner. And Senor Gerardo Saez, Mayor of the town of Jarnera, to present the winning trophy to Spain's Pedro Hilbrand. And Senor Vital Valle Prieto, Vice President of the Regional Federation of Asturias, to present the winning team's trophy to Alberto Villino, representing the Tony Kart Racing team. As the girls step in to present the flowers to third place David, second place Tom, and the winner Pedro. And we stand by for La Sidra of Asturias. Wait for David and Pedro to make their way back onto the podium. Also to be presented with the Panther fuel vouchers and also the magnificent Avio Milano timepieces. And we step in for a quick word. Firstly, with Davide, congratulations. Mate, we're here in Spain. Look at that, the Spanish national flag. Third and first here this afternoon. Congratulations, a brilliant drive here in Spain.
Okay, I speak in Spanish. Gracias a todos por estar aquí. Es un placer correr aquí cerca de casa y sin lugar a duda haciendo podium también. Es una cosa increíble. Gracias.
Congratulations, third place, David Vidales. The Englishman, Tom Joyner from grid number 13. Mate, it's positively English weather here this afternoon and a great drive. Congratulations, second place.
Yeah, a bit lucky with the weather this afternoon. That helped in the first start. I've been really poor this weekend by my standards, but finally started to get my head around it today. I just want to say thanks to the team for keep pushing me, keep believing in me for this great result.
Congratulations, it is indeed Pedro Hilbrand, the reigning European, the reigning world champion. We had a red flag. You had 5 seconds on the rest of the field. We went green again. It didn't matter. You destroyed them. We are here in Spain. Congratulations.
Thank you. We've been all the weekend really fast, but to be honest, I don't know how I slept yesterday, but today I was really fast, and I just want to say thank you to Tony Kart for the hard work. Gracias a todos y viva España.
The podium for OK. Third place, David Vidales. Second place, Tom Joyner. The winner, Pedro Hilbrand, here in Spain. The KZ final in just a few moments.